to Wayne if he can hear me. He's not very strong here, but of course I'm off the back of his antenna. But good to hear you, John, on long path. I think we're probably a bit past the peak, but you're 5 and 8 there, John. ON3SV with the group, VK6IA.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew. Nice to hear you, by the way. And you're 5 and 9 and a little bit extra, and you're booming as always. I don't think I ever hear you with a low signal. Well, I've been speaking with Wayne, Andrew, for 2 hours, and we've had great signals and conversation, of course. And on on Monday, I spoke with Wayne on the short path at around 1300 UTC, and we also had a long conversation. So I'll put it back to you, Andrew. Maybe you'll call Wayne and just see if you can make any sense of things. So good to hear you, sounding great in Belgium. A VK6IA, ON3SV in the group, Andrew, over.
Yeah, very good, John. Yeah, no, you've come up a bit now. You're 5 and 9 and into the red just, so quite a good signal there, no trouble at all. And let's see if Wayne can hear me. VK2, I think it is VRC, VK6IA, over.
ON3VS on the side.
IA, VK2VRC. You're 5 and 6. VK probably about 5 and 7.
Roger.
And this meter is a bit low on the flex. But there, no problem steering you at all. You'll be firing into the back of my antenna, so I'm probably not firing back at you with any sort of signal at all. VK6IA, VK2VRC.
Oscar Norway 3, Victor Sugar Portable on the side.
Yeah, hang on, Rene.
So not a huge amount above the noise floor, but there's a lot of static and probably lightning crashes or atmospherics or something. Normally in this direction it's very quiet, but not tonight. Anyway, good to hear you. Your flex are sounding good. And what did you do? Did you sell your unknown, or have you still got it there, Wayne?
No, I've still got my original one, Andrew, the one. And I've still got a Judd andrometer stuck up on the top shelf, Andrew.
Oh, okay, that's no good. Which andrometer is it? Is it the same as Paul's, or is it the later generation one, over?
No, it's the same as Paul's. It's basically the 7000 version. It's not a G2 or anything like that. It's the original one, over.
Oh, okay, Roger. Well, good that you've still got the enhanced. I don't think I'd get rid of mine. I have a G2 here, not using it right now, but it is very nice to use Fetus, although just lately I've been using the ICOM all the time. So this is a 7851 I'm using at the moment. Anyway, all good. Good to hear you, Wayne. You have a nice signal off the back of your antenna. And, yeah, no trouble hearing you, even though signals are a bit down. I'm sure you'll be S9++ if you turn this way. But I won't break up the QSO with yourself and John, Wayne, but good to say hello, over.
Yeah, all good, Andrew. Well, you take it up with John. It's about time I got out of here. 21 minutes after 9. And I still haven't had dinner. So, and John's starting to drop down. John's probably about S7 or so now, and starting to drop away. And as you say, the noise floor's not real low. It's coming up. So you're starting to get the propagation, and I'm starting to lose it, Andrew. So I might take this opportunity and get out of here, and you can speak to John. So if you're listening, John, I'll get out of here and go and get my evening meal before it's breakfast, and I'll let you to take it up with Andrew. ON3SV and the VK2VRC.
Yeah, very good, Wayne. Well, nice hearing you, sounding great as always. Greetings to the lady of the house, the four-legged friends, and maybe we'll speak tomorrow, and maybe we can try the short path tomorrow. That could be interesting. But short path at something like, 1300 like we did before. VK2VRC ON3SV. Now, I have my neighbor on the line, Wayne, and he's going to give you a call. If that's not successful, he's going to give Andrew a call. So I'll say goodbye, Wayne. And neighbor, you pick it up and call Wayne. And if that's not successful, you can call Andrew. Go ahead, Rene, over.
Yeah, Roger QSL. Thanks a lot, John. This is Oscar Norway 3, Victor Sugar Portable. Oscar Norway 3, Victor Sugar Portable. The Victor Kilo 2 station. Do you copy? Over.
Yeah, hang on.
Have a go at that any time you really like. So, all right, we'll catch up again, John. All the best. All the very best to the lady of the house. All of your friends, just give me a pat for me, and we'll speak again. And I'll put it back over to you, Andrew, and I'll take 7-3. Go to get my dinner before it becomes breakfast, and I'll leave you to take it up with John. VK6IA and the group VK2VRC.
Yeah, okay, Wayne, don't go just yet. John has got his neighbour that wants to give you a call on frequency. He did just then, but you both doubled, so stand by a second there, Wayne. Go ahead, John, over.
Yeah, Roger. Okay, go ahead, Rene, and call Wayne, over.
Yeah, QSL. Good morning, Wayne. Good afternoon to you, or good evening. This is Oscar Norway 3, Victor Sugar Portable. Oscar Norway 3, Victor Sierra Portable. Roger.
Anything, Wayne?
Now, I know he's there, John, but he's below my noise floor, over.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you for that. I'll wish you well, and I'll quickly move over to Andrew. Andrew, any copy from my neighbour, over?
Yeah, I can hear Renee, but that radar keeps clobbering everybody. It's 20 over 9 here. Oscar November 3, Victor Sierra, I think portable. Renee, go ahead, over.
Roger, QSL Wayne, you're 5 and 7 with me, 5 and 7 from the portable. And your friend was the VK2 station. He was 5 and 2. 5 and 2. I don't have any QRM at all. You're 57 with me. The call is Oscar Norway 3, Victor Sugar. Roger.
Over.
The radar got you just at the end. Thanks for the 57. You're 5 and 5 here, Renee. 5 and 5. 55 here, over.
Yeah, Roger, I don't have any QRM at all, no neighbors. I'm very close to the water canal. I find another spot today, but I did hear you yesterday on 10 meters. Wayne, but you're just going QRT. You were just going QRT. You talked to some stations in the UK, and I heard you on 10 meters. A little bit stronger signal, almost 5 and 9, almost 5 and 9 on my quad loop. I'm using a vertical whip around 5 meters 20 long with 4 ground radials, and I'm running barefoot. QSL.
Yeah, okay, Renee, I've got you running the vertical. It's quite difficult. I've got static crashes up to S9 plus from lightning, and the radar is 20 over when it decides to fire up as well. But you're making it in the clear, no problem with your vertical there, and making the trip. Although we're well past the peak, propagation is dropping away at this time, so it's not too bad. We're about half an hour from sunset. Just under half an hour from sunset here, Renee. Oscar November 3, hang on, I'll close the window now. Oscar November 3, Victor Sierra, VK6IA.
Yeah, QSL, Victor Kilo 6IA, fine business, yeah. The vertical is a 5.2 meters, whip. Stick to the ground with 4 ground radials. My radio is an FD891 from Yezu, and I'm running barefoot. Roger?
Very good. Yeah, you're doing pretty well on the long pass. You're doing pretty well with that setup. Your radio sounds good. Good TX audio. We're running a Yagi at 4 elements on this band up at about 20 meters and 400 watts from a solid state amplifier. Okay, all the best there, Renee. I'm going to put it back to John. Copy is quite difficult because of the very high crashing and QRN there. Anyway, go ahead, John. ON3SV. That was a good contact with Renee, VK6IA.
Yeah, Roger on that, Andrew, and good contact, Renee. VK6IA, ON3SV. Well, you're 5 and 9, booming as always. And I was listening earlier on Ironstone on 40 meters, and there was quite a bit of crashes and bangs and everything like that. So I'm not sure. I see possibly, am I right in saying local time with you is 6:30 in the evening, over?
Yeah, correct. You got it spot on. Sunset is at 6:50 for sunset here local. So yeah, you're spot on with the correct time. We had a very hot day today up in the 39 region. And right now it's cooling slowly at 35.3. And yeah, Eileen and I have just had our fish and chips for the evening meal. Well, I went for a drive. It's a 1 hour round trip just to get fish and chips because we're in the middle of nowhere, HI. Anyway, it was worth it. It was a good evening meal, and we didn't have to warm up the kitchen there, John, HI. So there you go. That's the story from this side there. ON3SV with the group, VK6IA.
Yeah, very good. And by the way, I've just adjusted the beam a little bit out of curiosity. I think maybe the signal has come up a little bit, over.
Yeah, your audio actually surprised me. You sound like you'd run another 3 dB more power at least. The estimate is still showing about 5 over 9, but audio much louder. So, yeah, that made quite a difference. I wonder how far you moved the beam, over.
Yeah, Roger. Okay, I went from 240 to 270, over.
Oh, yeah, 30 degrees. Yeah, that's enough probably to notice that. So that's really good. I'm finding my antenna is quite a bit more directional too, and a cleaner pattern than the 3 element. Even if I'm 20 or 30 degrees off, I can see quite a reasonable change now. With the 3 element, it wasn't quite so sharp. So yeah, the boom length 32 feet, so it's reasonable. I wish it was 42 feet, like a DB42, but it'd be absolutely huge. Even this thing here is a bit of a monster antenna, especially with the loops on it there. It looks quite substantial when you look up in the air, HI. Anyway, it's working. I'm not complaining there, John. Over.
Yeah, Roger. No, you're doing a terrific job. And just out of curiosity, that other loop that you have in the big garden, can you tune that for 20 meters as well, over?
Yeah, that's 160 meters, so it's resonant on all the harmonics, odd and even. I'll switch to it. Hang on, I'll just DQ and switch to it and give you the transmission. It'll be a fair bit weaker than this antenna. Hang on. Okay, that's on the loop. That's 160 meter loop. So it's roughly 165 meters of wire and a big triangle there. That's 570 feet there, John, over to you from the loop, over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, that's quite a drop. Yeah, you went from 5.9 and 5.9 and a little bit, and you dropped to 5.5, 5.6. So quite a big difference, considering the difference between that and when you were on 40, over.
Yeah, I don't think it has a lobe favouring long pass, but it certainly does have a lobe favouring short pass. The main radiation lobe is off the base of the triangle opposite the feed point, so it sort of facing 320-ish, so only a small amount of heading off your short path heading. So it's certainly, even on 40, 20, even 10, you can notice that gain is best in that direction, 330 degrees or 320. So it does work very well in that direction, but it could even be in a bit of a null on the long path. I don't really know, to be honest. I've never modelled the antenna to try and work out what's what, over.
Yeah, Roger. Anyway, on 40 meters, the last time we spoke, it was quite good. So that's it. Another thing is that, on 40 meters in the evening, I'm at the salt mine, and it's and then I get home and I have supper. I don't like to come home and jump directly on the radio, unless it's something really in fact, no matter where the country is, I don't mind. I think you know it by now. I like to chat, over.
Absolutely, yeah, me too. I'd rather have a QSO with someone for a while than 5973QIZ. I don't like to do that. Even when I run a pile up, we'll have a chat with each person, and it frustrates all the DX, but too bad, so sad, over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, that guy in the Middle East, sometimes I talk with him, and I talk with him for a long time, and sometimes I hear comments coming in the background, over.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I met him at Friedrichshafen some years ago. But yeah, he's been around for a long time. He always puts out absolutely perfect audio and a big signal. So he's got a pretty impressive station, has he? So yeah, there's a few of them actually in the Middle East that regularly go to the German Hamfest there, over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, could well be. And then there's another guy, 9K2 Golf Sugar, but his big thing is 6 meters. Do you do anything, or what do you do on 6, over?
Yeah, well, I just bought this new amplifier. It's a PGXL by 4 Alpha by Ranco, and I bought it specifically, mostly to use on 6. So I finally got an amplifier for 6, and the antenna I'm using with the stepper, it's got 2 passive directors, so it's 6 elements on 32 foot. And it seems to work very, very well. So I'm certainly able to access 6 meters and run the amp as well for full 400 watts, over.
Yeah, Roger. And is that digital, or are you using phone, over?
I prefer to use phone or CW, but everybody's on digital. If you're not on FT8, you miss out. So yeah, with everyone else on 50.313. And then, of course, if signals are strong enough, I'll start calling CQ on SSP and get a real contact mix. So, I'd love to work the world on SSP, but of course it's much harder than FT8, over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, Brian, who would be on the radio now on 40 meters on 7138 with Dr. Peter, he's putting up a monster for 6 meters. I'm not sure how big it is, but maybe you'll make contact with him. Whiskey 4 Willie Mike Tango, over.
Yeah, I know Brian, isn't it? Yeah, he's 40 metres, 138. I hear him all the time. He's got a big wire Yagi, or it's a 200-foot high catenary steel cable with inverted V wires on it. And he puts a monstrous signal, 25, 30 over 9 most nights, over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, terrific. And now he's putting up, as well as the big antenna for 6 meters, he's putting up a 4-element for 40, and we're looking forward to making contact, over.
Yeah, of course. obviously can't change the direction of the wire array, but yeah, he'll put out a monstrous signal on 40, no doubt, because it'll be up on one of those towers at, you know, mostly 200 feet. So, yeah, very good, very good. We'll be listening with interest there to how Brian gets on. Should be very interesting there, John. But yeah, I haven't really been very active on 6. I only recently bought this amplifier, and so now I've got the ability. I've tested it, but I haven't really had any serious time to get stuck into the band, so to speak. So at some stage, I'll be a bit more active looking for openings on 6. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, look out for Brian. And a question about that amp. I heard. Is it noisy? Over.
Very, very noisy. Yes, from the fan, it's absolutely terrible for noise. But I'd rather have noise than a hot amp. You know, you've got to cool it somehow. So it is what it is. But I'm going to set it up. I'm moving shacks at some stage soon, and I'm going to set it up away from the microphone, sort of down the other end of the shack, so it doesn't become an issue. But yeah, I plugged it in where the other amp, the valve amp is, and it was good until I started getting it a bit warm, and then it started to arc up. And you can run it in 3 modes: normal mode, contest mode, or broadcast mode. And when it's in broadcast, it's like a hairdryer on full force. It just makes a hell of a racket there, over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I'm sure there's some people that put it in another room. I know another guy, not with that amp, with another amp, and he has it in another room because it was just making too much noise. I suppose you've had a look at that Flex amp, and you've seen that demonstration, the way they run it at 500 watts for hours and hours, and it's still steady as a rock. Over.
Yeah, what's that? The new Flex Aurora transceiver? Is that the one you're meaning?
Yeah, that's the one I'm meaning. Yeah, I've seen it on some of the YouTube videos when people are visiting Hamcation and all that. Over.
Yeah, QSO. Yeah, they're using a new modulation scheme, aren't they? They're using polar modulation and Class D or Class E amplifiers. So, yeah, you don't have to bias them on, and they're very, very efficient compared to Class A and AB that we're used to using for linear amplifiers. They don't need to be linear with polar modulation, so much easier to get 500 watts out without the heat and without the current consumption as well. So yeah, it's quite clever technology. I think it'll take a while to catch on, but there's quite a few transceivers already using that, and they work especially well considering their power requirements. So yeah, it's definitely new tech and interesting to watch what's happening. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, technology, it never stands still, and of course the other thing is with that AI, that's changing things in the world of computers, and yeah, a lot of big companies now are getting rid of. But I'm not sure what sort of business you were in, but I'm sure the people that are on the tail end of their careers and were involved in computers, they're happy with their timing. Over.
Oh, most definitely, yeah, most definitely. Well, I'm retired medically, as you know, but I was into, I was an electrician first of all, and then instrument technician, so cross-trained, working in the power industry. And then I went into test and measurement, and finally test and measurement with nuclear and radiation instrumentation. So that's what I was doing with my last job, but that was 3 or 4 years ago now. So now I just try and keep the heart rate down, HI. So no stress and not too much excitement, HI. Speaking of excitement, are you ready to work Bouvet? And do you need it for an apno there, John? Over.
No, I'm not ready. Bouvet can come and go, and I wouldn't mind a thing. No interest at all. It's anytime I've listened to those things, it's like a dog fight. like chickens fighting or something like that. So zero interest. I've no interest in that sort of thing. VK6IA, ON3SV for ID. And what about your Scottish pal? How is he doing? Over.
Yeah, ON3SV, VK6IA, also for ID. Yeah, he's good, mate. He's back from Glasgow. I was speaking to him today on 40 Long Pass, and he's around and enjoying radio as usual. And yeah, you know, it's strange. I quite like chasing the rare ones, but I'm not interested in awards or wallpaper or any sort of tally checking apart from my own. I like to know by looking at my own log what I still need for work to work them all. But I'm absolutely not interested in getting any DXCC awards or anything. Never have been, never will be. So, yeah, when I work pile-ups and DX, I'm really trying to give them VK6 or Zone 29. I'm not too worried about what tally I've got. But if there's a new one that I haven't worked, I do like the competitive side of jumping in a pile-up and trying to get through. So I'll do that when Bouvet comes on. Hopefully there's no issues and they do get on the island, etc. there, John. But if it's not something you need to get involved in, I'd certainly not worry about it. If I were you, it's just something to do, a little bit of a personal challenge to try and work a bit. So there you go. But yeah, apart from that, not much happening. A long weekend here in Australia. We've got a Monday public holiday, so we're ready for a relaxing couple of days there, John. ON3SV, VK6IA.
John, I'm going to kill twice.
Yeah, okay, Rene. We'll talk later. And nice that you made those two contacts. Yeah, Andrew. Yeah, the we were plagued. I don't know if you heard them so much, but we were plagued in the month of January with the Alpha. Over.
Yeah, me too, mate. Everybody was complaining about it there. They were everywhere. Even on the walk bands. I don't think they should be doing that on the walk bands, but it's not a contest, it's an award, so they say. So in theory they can go where they like. But yeah, I like to get away from QRM by going to the walk bands, over.
Yeah, Roger, exactly right. And the other thing is, you know, it's okay for me, it's okay for you. You know, I can operate the radio during the week. But what about the guy that can only operate the radio in the weekend, and he switches on, 40 meters in Europe, and all it is a contest? So, you know, I don't know who these big chiefs to do with the contests are, but why don't they, allocate a section of the band for a contest and let the other guys get on with their business? Over.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I know Paul gets upset with the contestants when he's trying to work his normal DX. From my point of view, I can see it from both sides because I used to contest from our club station and I quite enjoyed the competitive side, the radio sport and the friendship and the rivalry and the camaraderie and all of that. It was quite a good club activity. But it's not fair to take up the whole band, I agree. They should have a specific section that they leave clear for just general QSOs. But the walk bands are for that, and you can always go to the walk bands if you don't want to get QRM from contesters. But WWA or WAA, is it? Whatever it is, Worldwide Award, they've crossed that line and stepped onto the walk band. So, yeah, people are not really happy about that, I don't suppose. I'm not into WWA. I don't work any of them. I'm not interested in any awards for anything there, John. I'd rather have a QSO, and especially a QSO that's meaningful or technical rather than just 5973 QIZ. ON3SV, VK6IA.
Yeah, very good. Well, totally with you on that one. And by the way, I'm not sure if you knew this, but from August of 84 to August of 85, I worked and travelled around VK. Over.
Did you say 84 to 85? Over.
Yeah, Roger. August 84 to August 85. Over.
Okay, very good. Well, yeah, that's a while ago now, isn't it? We actually emigrated to Australia in 1983, so we were here not long before you did your trip around there. So yeah, 1983 June we arrived, and been obviously living here ever since. But although we did get back to Europe quite a bit there, we're overdue for a visit back to see rallies and friends in the UK. But this year we're just doing Germany. We've only got a 10-day away window, so that's what we're doing, Germany and Switzerland. So unfortunately I won't be able to call in and see you at your cutie age. But you'd be welcome here anytime. If you do ever come back to VK, we'll have this shack room at the moment. That'll be our guest room when the shack moves. So we'd always have a nice comfortable bed to sleep in with aircon for comfort there. So anytime you fancy coming over, no problem there, John. Over.
Yeah, very decent of you. Well, thank you very much. Well, you'll always be welcome here for cups of tea and coffee and cake. And yeah, I wonder, will you be meeting Paul when you go to Germany, over?
Yes, definitely. That's one of the main reasons to go, to catch up with Paul and Tracy. Eileen's coming as well. So there'll be both of us there with the wives. And Gary's coming as well, G0 Fox Whiskey X-Ray, with his wife or partner Naomi. So he'll be there, and others as well. So yeah, it'll be quite the social occasion, I think, John. Over.
Yeah, Roger, is that Frederikshavn, over?
Correct, yes, Frederikshavn this year. It's 26th to 28th of June, alright?
Yeah, Roger, well, I might surprise you and shake your hand, over.
Good, that'd be superb. That'd be really good if you can go. I know accommodation is challenging, especially if you haven't booked it way in advance. Luckily, I had 3 rooms reserved through the hotel that we always stay at. So one room for Eileen and I, one room for a couple of good mates, VK6IA and VK6SV, Stewie and Wayne, and another room Gary's taken, G0 Fox Whiskey X-Ray. So we're good with accommodation there. So I'd very much like to see you, John, and we'll certainly have a good chat and a good catch-up and a coffee or a beer or whatever you like, over.
Yeah, Roger, well, I'd certainly look forward to that, and it has been on my bucket list. So, yeah, I'll certainly look into that. And, well, accommodation, I can, if I drive down there, maybe with my son, we can go a little bit further away and figure out something. So just one more thing as well. I have a visit that I'm visiting. I'm going with my son in the middle of April, and we're going to go to Kuwait, over.
Kuwait? Oh, wow, that'll be cool. And you'll be meeting some interesting chaps there as well, and perhaps operating from there, I hope, over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, well, we hope to meet some of the big guns from Kuwait. So looking forward to that. Okay, Andrew, great conversation, great chat. Thank you very much for coming up. Local time here now, it's 10 to 12. And I'm going to get moving, things to do before I go to the salt mine. And you saw a photo of what I was up to. And as I mentioned before, Andrew, yeah, I'm at that place for 30 years, over.
Yeah, that's good innings, my friend. That's very good innings. Yeah, I was at a couple of employers for a long time, but not 30 years. The first one was 15 years, which was a reasonable effort, but not compared to your 30 years. So that's great. I know you've mentioned the salt mine before, and I thought I need to ask him where and what. So that's good to have that info. Just nice to know what people are contending with and what you do with your spare time, so to speak. As in, not radio, but the spare time being going to work. Radio, of course, is much more important than that, over.
Yeah, certainly is. Yeah, no, and the good thing is, Andrew, and for 30 years I've cycled every day to work, regardless of the weather, over.
Yeah, that's I'd have to take my hat off to you for that. I don't think, well, no, I couldn't do that nowadays with my limitations. But well done, John. That's superb. It'll keep you fit and keep the blood pumping, which is great. All right, mate. Well, it's coming up just after 10 to 7 local time here. So I'll leave you to go. You're still hitting S9. You're still 5 and 9. So the long path opening is quite good even now. But there's virtually no other signals on the band apart from FT8. It's very quiet. So you're probably the last station out of Europe for today, I'd say. ON3SV with a good signal still. VK6IA.
Yeah, Roger. Well, maybe there's a few guys on the wings that would like to jump in for a moment. But just one final. Yeah, that antenna, I'm not sure if you had a look at what I'm using, but it's one it's an original from OptiBeam. And I remember I sent that email to Tom and I explained my situation and he said that's the best one for you. And that really works well, 14 meters above the ground. And I love it, Andrew, over.
Your signal speaks volumes there. You can pick who's got good installations, and it's not just the antenna, of course, it's the height, it's the feed line, the system offers, the whole system. And certain people stand out as having very competitive signals, and you're one of them there, John. So the installation and the station as a whole is working very well. Even when you're running your HL2 with the other amp, you're still right up there with the best signal. So it's good to see, mate. You're doing a great job with it all, over.
Yeah, thank you very much. And of course, I'm grateful to my friends over here in Belgium and also in North America that headed me in the right direction. Andrew, always a privilege and pleasure speaking with you. Greetings to the lady of the house. Happy that you enjoyed your fish and chips. And maybe we'll talk Sunday morning, our time on 40 meters. We'll see how that goes. So VK6IA, ON3SV, and give my regards to Paul, Andrew, over.
Yeah, okay, will do, John. And yes, also regards to the lady of the house at your side. I'm not sure of her name, actually. But Eileen is the lady of the house at this side. So there you go. Yeah, I'll certainly pass on the message to Paul. I'll be speaking with him at some stage a bit later this evening, perhaps. I did message him and tell him I was on this frequency with you, but he was having his food, eating, so he didn't come back onto the frequency. Cheers, John. Thanks again, and anytime you feel like a QSO, you're welcome to send me a message, and as long as I'm not too busy with anything, I'll jump on. ON3SV, 7-3 for now. Take care, John. VK6IA.
Yeah, Roger. Thank you, Andrew. Really enjoyed the contact. And as always, you're booming in Belgium. VK6IA, ON3SV. Enjoy your evening. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye, John. 73.